How's it going, everybody? The Mega March sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until March 25th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers that are on sale for up to 80% off. I've put together a list of 100 of the top games you can get at a deep discount right now, so let's get straight into it. For $4, 85% off, Spiritfarer Farewell Edition is the definitive edition of the cozy management game about dying, combining the base game and all released additional content for the ultimate experience. Play as a Spiritfarer ferrymaster guiding spirits to the afterlife, building and upgrading a boat to explore mystical seas, and forming deep, meaningful connections with your spirit passengers while uncovering hidden stories along the way. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Cry Primal is an open-world action-adventure set in the Stone Age, where you play as the last survivor of a hunting party fighting to survive in the dangerous wilderness of the land of Oros. Instead of modern weapons, combat focuses on crafting primitive tools, taming fierce predators, and battling rival tribes, while navigating a harsh world ruled by mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and other deadly prehistoric beasts. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is a first-person narrative mystery focused on exploration and discovery, investigating the disappearance of a young boy in the haunting Red Creek Valley. Playing as an occult-minded detective, you explore a detailed open environment while examining crime scenes, reconstructing supernatural events, and uncovering the unsettling secrets behind a series of mysterious deaths. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a first-person action-adventure where you follow a daring freerunner as she fights for freedom in the sprawling, high-tech city of Glass. Navigate shadowy tunnels and towering skyscrapers using fluid parkour, advanced combat, and environmental mastery to outmaneuver enemies and experience a thrilling story from Faith's perspective. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, and there's unfortunately a number of online trophies that can't be unlocked anymore, making the platinum unobtainable. For $5, 80% off, Moving Out is a chaotic, physics-based moving simulator where you join the Smooth Moves crew and haul furniture through suburban homes, haunted houses, and all sorts of wonderfully absurd environments. You'll lift, toss, and smash your way past obstacles as you race the clock, using momentum, teamwork, and creative problem-solving to wrangle everything from sofas to fragile appliances across increasingly wild moving jobs. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Cat Quest II is a charming action RPG that expands the world of Felongard with a brand new story, explosive spells, and a playful co-op mechanic that lets you switch between a heroic cat and a loyal dog on an epic adventure. You explore colorful, open environments, tackle dungeons filled with traps, and complete side quests while combining new passive abilities and mastering a variety of weapons and magical attacks. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is a vibrant Metroidvania-style action platformer set in a magical world inspired by Mexican culture and folklore, filled with fast-paced combat, clever puzzles, and whimsical charm. Master moves that double as both attacks and traversal, switch between the worlds of the living and the dead, and explore wild locations while facing a variety of foes and challenging bosses. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Shantae, Risky's Revenge Director's Cut is a vibrant, side-scrolling action platformer where half-genie hero Shantae sets out to stop the mischievous pirate Risky Boots and save Sequin Land from disaster. Using magical belly dance transformations, you explore deserts, forests, and labyrinths while turning into creatures like a monkey and mermaid to solve puzzles and overcome massive bosses. It's an 85 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 85% off, Children of Morta is a roguelite action RPG that follows the Bergson family, heroes bound by love and sacrifice, as they battle the spreading corruption threatening their homeland. You control 7 family members with unique abilities, exploring varied dungeons, uncovering secrets, and strategically combining skills and items while navigating procedurally generated challenges that test both combat and cooperation. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, Indivisible is a beautifully hand-drawn action RPG platformer that combines stunning animation with unique real-time combat mechanics, set in a vibrant, fantastical world filled with dozens of recruitable characters and rich storytelling. You play as Ajna, a fearless girl whose life is turned upside down when a mysterious power awakens within her after an attack on her home, sending her on a journey across diverse lands to unite allies. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Just Cause 3 is an over-the-top open-world action game where you wreak havoc across a Mediterranean island paradise, using wingsuits, grapples, and parachutes to scale buildings, hijack vehicles, and unleash creative destruction. You'll engage in explosive combat with a massive arsenal of weapons, pilot jets, speedboats, and sports cars, and complete dozens of challenges and collectibles while toppling a ruthless dictator. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Frostpunk is a brutal city-building survival game where you lead the last remnants of humanity through an endless winter, constructing New London around a massive generator while making impossible moral decisions. You'll balance scarce resources, enact laws that shape society, and explore the frozen wastelands for survivors and supplies, all while managing shifting hopes as temperatures plunge. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, Broforce is an over-the-top run-and-gun platformer where an underfunded paramilitary team of explosive bros battles terrorists to save the world with extreme force and unrelenting patriotic fury. You'll play solo or in 4-player co-op, unleashing dozens of unique characters with signature weapons, destroying fully destructible terrain, and tackling both co-op missions and competitive deathmatch challenges. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 85% off, Moonlighter is an action RPG with roguelite elements about a humble shopkeeper secretly living the life of an adventurer. You balance dungeon crawling with running your own store, carefully managing prices, customer reactions, and shop upgrades by day, while fighting monsters and gathering valuable loot by night in tightly designed, ever-shifting dungeons that reward preparation and smart risk-taking. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Iconoclasts is a story-driven action platformer where a young mechanic becomes entangled in a dangerous conflict after defying the strict religious order that controls her world. As authorities hunt her down, the adventure unfolds across varied locations filled with puzzles, exploration, and intense boss encounters, while Robin uncovers a much larger mystery threatening everything around her. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 80% off, Chorus is a space combat shooter that puts you in control of Nara, a pilot seeking to destroy the dark cult that created her, with the sentient starfighter Forsaken at her side. Unlock devastating weapons, mind-bending abilities, and powerful upgrades as you engage in exhilarating zero-G dogfights across sprawling space stations and strange planes of existence, blending frenetic combat with vast cosmic exploration. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Layers of Fear 2 is a psychological horror adventure where you play an actor aboard a mysterious ocean liner, drawn into a haunting film production that blurs the line between performance and reality. Exploring the shifting corridors of the ship reveals disturbing visions, hidden memories, and surreal, ever-changing environments as your past resurfaces and the role you've been chosen to play slowly unfolds. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is a 2.5D action RPG that blends fast-paced combat and platforming with a heartfelt story about rebuilding a town and the bonds that form along the way in a beautifully crafted, vibrant world. Players venture into the mysterious rune barrows in search of treasure, materials, and ancient secrets, while helping locals recover from a devastating earthquake and rediscover their hope. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, The Council is an episodic narrative adventure blending choice-driven storytelling, deep character progression, and high-stakes decisions into a tense, intrigue-filled experience. Step into the shoes of a secret society member in 1793, navigating a private island off England's coast where high-profile guests, including Napoleon and George Washington, gather, each hiding secrets and personal agendas that shape the story. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, Sundered Eldritch Edition is a chaotic hand-drawn Metroidvania where you resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers while exploring a dark, ever-shifting world filled with horrors inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. You play as Eshi, a wanderer navigating procedurally changing caverns, battling hordes of terrifying enemies and strategically harnessing corrupted relics to defeat gigantic bosses at the cost of your humanity. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is a family-friendly action-adventure where Batman teams up with DC heroes and villains to travel across the universe and stop the villainous Brainiac from shrinking entire worlds. Switching between a huge roster of heroes and villains, players explore a variety of LEGO-built lantern worlds and use unique powers granted by the Lantern Rings to overcome obstacles and unlock secret areas. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, Dandara Trials of Fear Edition is a stunning 2D Metroidvania platformer where you play as Dandara, a courageous heroine rising to bring hope to the oppressed world of Salt. Defy gravity as you leap across floors, walls, and ceilings, explore mystical realms, uncover hidden secrets, and battle enemies determined to maintain oppression, all with fluid, fast-paced movement that rewards skill, reflexes, and strategy. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Neon Abyss is a roguelike action platformer combining run-and-gun chaos, evolving dungeons, and unlimited item synergies into a fast-paced, replayable adventure full of deadly enemies and surprises. Join the Grim Squad, a task force assembled by Hades, as you infiltrate the Abyss to defeat the new gods, with every death empowering you further, in each run reshaping dungeons, items, bosses, and possible endings. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Darkwood is an atmospheric survival horror that relies on dread, careful planning, and resource management rather than cheap jump scares, immersing players in a uniquely haunting experience. By day, you explore and scavenge the eerie forests of the Soviet bloc, while at night you hunker down to survive against relentless supernatural forces that stalk the woods, threatening your sanity as you navigate an ever-changing world. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2, 85% off, Biped is a cooperative action-adventure where you control two adorable bipedal robots, navigating puzzles and challenges with precise coordination, clever movement, and engaging teamwork. Use dual-stick controls to walk, operate machinery, and solve environmental puzzles, either solo or alongside a friend, in fun, moment-to-moment cooperative gameplay that tests your teamwork, reflexes, and problem-solving skills. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is a gothic action-adventure set in a vampire-ruled fantasy world steeped in murder, magic, and revenge, with a brooding tone and oppressive atmosphere. You play as Kain, exploring a vast open world filled with brutal combat, spellcasting, and meaningful moral choices, all driven by an engrossing narrative brought to life through cinema-quality voice acting and atmospheric presentation. It's an 82 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy is a colorful 3D platformer about two unlikely heroes who leave their quiet island home after a disastrous experiment changes their lives forever. You explore a seamless fantasy world filled with varied regions, collect power cells, and uncover the mystery of Eco while platforming across cliffs, battling hostile creatures, and solving environmental challenges tied to ancient technology. It's a 90 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Mayhem Brawler is an urban fantasy beat-em-up that revives the 90s arcade vibe with comic book-style visuals, a kick-ass soundtrack, and fast-paced, combo-driven combat you can tackle solo or in co-op. Play as super-powered officers Dolphin, Star, and Trouble as you respond to a routine call that quickly spirals into chaotic mayhem, battling street gangs, werewolves, and the sinister forces of a vampire-led megacorp. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, The Dark Eye Memoria is a fantasy point-and-click adventure following a southern princess seeking glory in an ancient war and a birdcatcher trying to lift a curse from his petrified girlfriend centuries later. Through hand-painted locations like the Dragon Temple of Draconia, the story unfolds across two timelines with intricate puzzle solving, reality-bending magic mechanics, and narrative switches between Saja and Garen. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, Crawl is a competitive dungeon crawler where players control monsters and traps trying to kill the hero and take their place in the dungeon. Set in procedurally generated halls filled with deadly encounters, each match features frantic local multiplayer possession mechanics, evolving monsters that grow from wrath into demons, and rapid RPG progression with weapons, spells, and loot collected during each run. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Dino Crisis is a survival horror classic from Capcom where a covert mission to a remote research facility spirals into chaos after a supposedly dead scientist is found alive and deadly dinosaurs stalk the halls. As a highly trained special agent, navigate claustrophobic corridors filled with puzzles, keycard locks, and bloodthirsty prehistoric predators that strike with terrifying speed, forcing quick thinking and fast reactions. It's an 83 on Game Rankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For $5, 50% off, Summoner is a classic fantasy RPG about Joseph, a young man marked with the power to summon powerful creatures but haunted by the destruction his abilities once caused. Spanning 2 continents across the world of Mediva, the adventure features party-based exploration, tactical battles with summoned creatures like minotaurs and dragons, and character progression through spells, weapons, and armor. It's a 71 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $5, 60% off, Wall World Complete Edition is a physics-based platformer bundle where players climb a mysterious wall, gather resources, and uncover hidden secrets while crafting powerful upgrades and building a home. The package includes the base game's relaxing exploration and grappling hook mechanics, as well as the Deep Threat DLC adding new biomes, weapons, enemies, and exciting challenges to expand the adventure. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, The Dark Eye Chains of Satnav is a point-and-click adventure following Garen, a young bird catcher tasked with investigating a mysterious plague of aggressive crows threatening the kingdom of Andergast. Players explore the richly detailed world of Aventuria, solving intricate puzzles, interacting with memorable characters, and experiencing a narrative crafted by the authors of the renowned pen and paper RPG The Dark Eye. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris and Season Pass Pack is an isometric action-adventure that blends fast-paced combat, puzzle-solving, and cooperative exploration in an ancient Egyptian setting with thrilling encounters. The Season Pass adds the Icy Death and Twisted Gears packs, introducing new tombs, enemies, relics, and challenges that expand the adventure with fresh mechanics and replay value. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2, 85% off, Jotun Valhalla Edition is a hand-drawn action exploration game set in Norse mythology where players control Thora, a Viking warrior who must prove herself to the gods to enter glorious Valhalla. Explore 9 vast, mysterious regions of Norse purgatory, battle colossal Jotun elementals with a massive two-handed axe, summon divine powers, and experience the brand new Valhalla mode for an even fiercer challenge. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Shantae is the action-adventure platformer that introduced players to the half-genie heroine as she hair-whips, dances, and transforms to collect 4 elemental stones and stop the nefarious pirate Risky Boots. Explore sequence forests, deserts, swamps, and icy peaks, tackle labyrinths with devious bosses, unlock new powers through transformations, and enjoy the modern quality of life updates. It's a 78 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 80% off, Atomicrops is an action roguelite farming simulator where you inherit your late uncle's farm in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and must grow mutated crops, fend off mutants and bandits, and survive nightly attacks. Plant, water, and harvest your Atomicrops while upgrading weapons, courting townsfolk to fight and farm alongside you, and developing your farmhouse for persistent bonuses across runs. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 50% off, Cthulhu Saves Christmas is a turn-based JRPG comedy where the Master of Insanity must save Santa Claus and regain his lost powers, blending absurd humor, quirky combat, and wacky holiday scenarios. Play as Cthulhu alongside the Snow Maiden, Baba Yaga-chan, and Bel Snickle as you battle the League of Christmas Evil, building relationships with friends and enemies in life sim segments full of hilarious moments. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Super Epic: The Entertainment War is a surreal action platformer where players control a rebellious raccoon and their llama steed to infiltrate the dystopian headquarters of Regnant Corp, a corporation enslaving society with addictive free games. Explore bizarre offices filled with enemies, challenging platforming sections, and absurd corporate pigs while uncovering the conspiracy and fighting to save the world of video games. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Layers of Fear is a psychological horror exploration game where players delve into the mind of an insane painter and uncover the dark secrets behind his obsession as they navigate a constantly shifting Victorian-era mansion. Experience a story-driven journey through living art, psychedelic environments, and haunting visions while piecing together the painter's tragic past to complete his ultimate masterpiece. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2, 60% off, Downwell is a vertically scrolling action game where a young adventurer descends a mysterious well armed only with his gun boots to fight enemies, dodge traps, and navigate deadly hazards. You leap, shoot, and bounce through procedurally generated levels filled with dangerous creatures, hidden treasures, and escalating challenges, using skill, timing, and strategy to survive deeper and deeper into the darkness. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4, 35% off, Aero the Acro Bat, Rascal Rival Revenge is a 2002 remake of the classic platformer where players control Aero, the circus's star acrobat, to rescue kidnapped performers and stop the eccentric industrialist Edgar Ector. Traverse 4 areas with 5 stages each, use Aero's acrobatic skills to overcome wacky enemies, explore rides, and take advantage of save states, rewind, turbo, and a gallery of original illustrations. It's a 71 on GameRankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 90% off, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened is a Lovecraftian mystery adventure where players become Sherlock Holmes, investigating disappearances linked to a dark cult worshipping an ancient god. Explore locations from Baker Street to Swiss asylums and Louisiana wetlands, manage encroaching insanity, and unravel the expanded storyline in this remake of the 2008 title with modern graphics and new gameplay mechanics. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 30% off, Achilles Survivor is a survivor roguelike set in a mythological version of ancient Greece where each run contributes to an ever-growing legend shaped by adaptation and long-term mastery. You battle relentless waves of enemies using evolving powers, construct tactical structures during combat, and constantly adjust your strategy as difficulty escalates through regions packed with elite foes and punishing bosses. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $2, 80% off, The Solitaire Conspiracy is a tactical solitaire adventure where players take control of Protego scattered spy crews to save the world under the guidance of analyst Jim Ratio. Navigate a cyberpunk conspiracy through multiple modes including campaign, countdown, skirmish, and daily hotspot, using unique crew powers, strategic card play, and FMV cutscenes to master espionage in a high-stakes, ever-changing environment. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3, 70% off, Stories Untold is a narrative-driven experimental adventure anthology combining text adventure, point-and-click, and genre-defying gameplay across 4 mysterious stories. Explore 80s-inspired retro settings, solve mind-bending puzzles, and interact with bizarre artifacts while experiencing tense psychological horror, a synthwave soundtrack, and unique storytelling that blends mystery, sci-fi, and suspense. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 85% off, Soundfall is a fast-paced, music-based dungeon crawler where players control one of 5 unique Guardians of Harmony to fight and restore balance to the world of Symphonia. Venture solo or with up to 4 players in rhythm-driven combat, unlock thousands of loot combinations, customize weapons and abilities, and explore 10 diverse, music-infused environments while timing actions to the beat for maximum power. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4, 50% off, Hidden Through Time is a charming hide-and-seek adventure where players explore colorful, hand-drawn levels spanning 4 great historical ages, using cryptic hints to uncover hidden objects, secrets, and playful surprises. Advance through each stage by finding all objects while enjoying whimsical environments full of detail, fun animations, and clever puzzles, or use the built-in map editor to create and share your own levels. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Touhou Genso Wanderer is a roguelike RPG where you take control of the Hakurei Shrine Maiden to investigate mysterious incidents in the magical world of Gensokyo, filled with fantastical creatures and hidden secrets. You'll explore procedurally generated dungeons, battle a variety of enemies using unique abilities, and face challenging encounters that require strategy and adaptability. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $5, 75% off, Mount and Blade Warband is an open-world medieval RPG where players forge their own path as a warrior, mercenary, or ruler in the vast land of Calradia. Engage in large-scale battles with realistic horseback combat, master a deep melee fighting system, build and command armies, manage your kingdom, and interact with diverse factions across a sandbox world filled with towns, castles, and dynamic political conflict. It's a 79 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $3, 70% off, Virginia is a single-player, first-person narrative thriller that combines cinematic presentation, investigative storytelling, and atmospheric tension into a short but memorable experience. Play as FBI agent Ann Tarver as she investigates a missing person case in a quiet town filled with secrets, uncovering a story shaped by mystery, moral ambiguity, surreal twists, and a unique, wordless storytelling style inspired by film and television. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Last Day of June is a cinematic narrative adventure where Carl relives memories and alters past events to prevent the tragic loss of his beloved June. Solve emotional, time-looping puzzles by changing key moments across different perspectives, explore a beautifully stylized world, and experience a heartfelt story driven by visual storytelling, a moving soundtrack, and deeply emotional character moments. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 60% off, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli is a fast-paced, over-the-top platformer set in 1920s Thugtown, where you play Vinnie Cannoli navigating a zombie-infested city full of ruthless gangsters, betrayal, and intricate conspiracy. Blast through hordes of undead, uncover mafia secrets, and survive the criminal underworld using a variety of weapons, clever tactics, and explosive environmental interactions, either solo or with up to 4 friends in local co-op. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 90% off, Strange Brigade is a third-person action-adventure where a team of daring heroes battles the resurrected Witch Queen Sateki and her terrifying army of mummified monstrosities. Explore perilous ruins, solve challenging puzzles, collect hidden treasure, and unleash devastating magical powers and prototype weapons like the Krakatoa, Chillburster, and Blunderbuss, either solo or in 2 to 4 player online co-op for non-stop thrilling combat. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, Metal Slug 3 is a classic 2D run-and-gun action shooter where players battle through 5 massive, branching stages to defeat General Morden and a new extraterrestrial threat. Featuring intricate pixel art, simple and intuitive controls, frantic combat, over-the-top explosions, and giant boss encounters, the game offers multiple paths and replayability for fans of fast-paced, arcade-style action. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 80% off, The Surge is a sci-fi action RPG set in a futuristic megacorporation where technology is turned deadly and survival depends on skill, strategy, and quick thinking, with relentless challenges at every turn. You battle rogue robots, deranged co-workers, and rogue AI in visceral, limb-targeting melee combat, exploiting weaknesses to harvest loot directly from your enemies and craft powerful new weapons and armor. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Mages of Mistralia is an action-adventure RPG where players take on the role of Zia, a young mage discovering her magical abilities in a richly detailed and enchanting world where magic is strictly forbidden. Explore vibrant landscapes, encounter fellow exiled mages, and craft unique spells by combining runes in countless ways, adding creativity, strategy, and endless possibilities to combat, exploration, and puzzle solving. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2, 85% off, Kona is a survival adventure game set in a remote, snow-covered northern Canadian village in 1970, where players assume the role of Detective Carl Faubert, investigating strange occurrences and dark secrets. Explore a hauntingly desolate environment, collect clues, solve puzzles, and endure harsh blizzards while experiencing a suspenseful story full of eerie encounters, unexpected twists, and tense atmosphere. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, A Tale of Paper is a short, atmospheric puzzle platformer about Line, a paper figure on an emotional journey through a beautifully handcrafted world. You solve environmental puzzles, navigate platforming challenges, and transform Line using origami forms, carefully manipulating each shape to reach higher platforms, unlock clever solutions, and explore each beautifully designed stage at your own careful, thoughtful pace. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Mosaic is a surrealistic adventure game where players experience the monotonous, lonely life of a worker in a cold, overpopulated city, moving through endless crowds and enduring the repetitive grind of corporate life. Strange and unsettling events gradually disrupt the routine, pulling players into a haunting exploration of urban isolation, existential dread, and the feeling of being just another cog in a vast, indifferent system. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Namco Museum Archives Volume 2 is a retro 8-bit arcade collection that lets you play 11 classic Namco titles, including some never released in the West. You play classics like Galaga, Dig Dug 2, and Pac-Land with modern conveniences like save points, replay functions, and adjustable settings, allowing you to experiment with strategies, practice tricky sections, and fully experience the nostalgia of the originals. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2, 85% off, Deadlight Director's Cut is a cinematic 2.5D survival platformer set in a bleak, post-apocalyptic 1986, where a zombie outbreak has devastated Seattle and completely shattered human society. You play as Randall Wayne, navigating ruined cityscapes through tense platforming, environmental puzzles, and scarce resource survival encounters that reward patience, timing, and careful stealth over direct combat. It's an 83 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 85% off, Valley is a first-person adventure set in a mysterious region of the Rocky Mountains, where vast forests, ancient ruins, and expansive landscapes hide countless secrets waiting to be discovered. You run and jump using the Leaf Suit, manipulate life and death, and explore forests, ruins, and vast landscapes to uncover the valley's mysteries, explore hidden areas, and experience the full range of its secluded environments. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1, 85% off, the Alto Collection is an endless snowboarding and sandboarding adventure combining the critically acclaimed titles Alto's Adventure and Alto's Odyssey. Race down alpine slopes, glide over windswept dunes, and explore ancient woodlands and long-forgotten ruins while performing daring backflips, grinding rooftops, leaping vast chasms, and completing challenging goals in a serene, beautifully stylized world. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, God's Trigger is a fast-paced, top-down action shooter where an angel and a demon join forces to prevent the apocalypse in chaotic, visually striking arenas filled with destructible environments and enemy hordes. Play solo or in co-op, dodging attacks and wielding a vast arsenal of guns, melee weapons, and unique abilities to annihilate foes in over-the-top, stylish combat that rewards speed, precision, and creativity. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Minute of Islands is a narrative puzzle platformer where you explore strange islands and dark labyrinths below, guiding young mechanic Mo through handcrafted environments to repair a world on the brink of collapse. You wield the Omni Switch to solve environmental puzzles, navigate platforming challenges, and overcome the secrets of the island's hidden machines while restoring ancient devices across the archipelago. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Saturday Morning RPG is an episodic JRPG set in a world inspired by 1980s Saturday morning cartoons and pop culture, where high schooler Marty gains incredible powers and faces the notorious Commander Hood. You battle enemies in turn-based combat, explore diverse environments across Shadow Valley, and level up using items to strengthen Marty, overcome obstacles, and discover secrets hidden throughout the world. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Relicta is a first-person physics-based puzzle game where you manipulate gravity and magnetism to uncover the secrets of Chandra Base, a derelict lunar facility full of hazards, hidden areas, and anomalies. Step into the role of a stranded physicist, using problem-solving to navigate complex environments, solve challenging puzzles, and uncover truths that could save your child's life while potentially altering humanity's future. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $5, 62% off, Everhood Eternity Edition is a bizarre musical action RPG where you play as Red, a wooden doll on a surreal quest through strange realms with peculiar inhabitants and whimsical environments. Battle in 16 rhythm-based encounters, dodge attacks by moving and grooving to custom tracks from renowned composers, explore labyrinthine castles, and uncover Red's past while unraveling the mysteries of Everhood's universe. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Hand of Fate Deluxe Edition is a deck-building action RPG where your choices shape the quests, battles, and fates you encounter in an ever-shifting world full of danger and intrigue. This edition includes the Wild Cards DLC and Murder at Sea update, adding 9 new Fate cards, unique encounters, and special items, enhancing strategy, replayability, and unpredictability to make every playthrough a fresh and rewarding adventure. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $3, 65% off, Anodyne is a 16-bit inspired adventure where you play as Young, exploring a strange, surreal, and mysterious world within their subconscious. Navigate natural, urban, and abstract environments, solve puzzles, and battle quirky enemies using only a broom, immersing yourself in a moody, dreamlike soundtrack while uncovering secrets across a large overworld and whimsical dungeons. It's a 74 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 80% off, Bad North is a deceptively charming yet punishing real-time tactics roguelite where you defend your island kingdom from relentless Viking invaders, guiding the exodus of your people across uniquely shaped islands. Command your soldiers, utilize the terrain, and make split-second tactical decisions in procedurally generated maps, blending simple controls with deep, dynamic combat that rewards careful planning and strategy. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3, 70% off, Blaze Rush is a fast-paced arcade racing game with no health, no leveling, and no brakes, where players compete across diverse tracks and planets, mastering speed and timing to dominate every chaotic race. You race vehicles, navigate dynamic tracks, and use weapons to hinder rivals, while taking on local or online multiplayer, adapting to new obstacles, and unlocking medals for tricks and achievements. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 50% off, Pizza Possum is a zany, arcade-style action game where you play as a mischievous possum on a quest to devour everything in sight, while dodging guard dogs, traps, and other hazards in chaotic fashion. Dash through colorful village environments, hide in bushes, and use inventive tools like smoke bombs and punching gloves to outsmart enemies, all while teaming up in co-op with a friend to create even more mayhem. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $3, 50% off, Genogue is a classic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up where you play as the Angel War, battling demonic forces threatening humanity during a dark medieval era. Fly through grotesque stages, defeat powerful bosses, and collect upgrades while mastering fast-paced shooting, navigating challenging enemy patterns, surviving intense retro arcade action, and utilizing modern accessibility features and improved controls. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and only about an hour to platinum. For $2, 90% off, A Juggler's Tale is a puzzle platformer where you guide a marionette through a grim yet enchanting medieval fairy tale world as she flees captivity in search of hard-earned freedom. You'll navigate environments shaped by your puppet strings, solving traversal challenges, slipping past bandits and deadly traps, and pushing through war-torn villages where danger and desperation hang heavy in the air. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $1, 90% off, Beat Cop is a retro-style adventure game where you play as a disgraced detective framed for murder, working as a beat cop while trying to clear your name in a crime-filled city. Patrol the streets, manage your daily duties, and investigate leads while making choices that shape a non-linear story, interacting with quirky citizens, dealing with gang activity, writing tickets, and uncovering hidden conspiracies across multiple endings. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Riptide GP Renegade is a futuristic arcade racing game where illegal hydrojet racers perform insane stunts while outrunning cops across dynamic water tracks filled with waves and hazards. Race through interactive courses, pull off high-speed tricks, and upgrade your hydrojets, while competing in career mode, online multiplayer, and split-screen races with friends, unlocking new riders, vehicles, and customization options. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Lunark is a cinematic 2D platformer set on a distant planet ruled by a totalitarian regime, where you play as Leo, a courier with mysterious abilities and a hidden past. Run, jump, and climb through diverse pixel art environments, while solving puzzles, avoiding traps, and battling enemy droids across a story-driven sci-fi adventure filled with secrets, upgrades, and encounters with a cast of memorable characters. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Infliction Extended Cut is a psychological horror experience set in a haunted suburban home where you uncover the tragic story of a broken family while being stalked by a relentless supernatural presence. Explore a shifting house, piece together clues through notes and recordings, and evade a persistent enemy while solving environmental puzzles, managing light and darkness, and surviving a deeply unsettling atmosphere. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 65% off, Reverie Sweet As Edition is a charming action-adventure set on a fictional New Zealand locale where restless spirits threaten the peace during what should be a relaxing summer holiday. Inspired by Maori legend, you'll guide Tai through 6 puzzle-filled dungeons, battling menacing bosses, wielding quirky weapons, and uncovering the island's many secrets, while collecting hidden bird feathers scattered across varied landscapes. It's a 77 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 50% off, Freedom Finger is a music-driven side-scrolling shooter where you blast through 40 levels of chaotic cartoon action in a satirical, over-the-top sci-fi adventure. Shoot through waves of enemies, sync attacks to a dynamic soundtrack, and adapt to varied difficulty modes, while experiencing a fully voiced story, battling bizarre enemies, unlocking new abilities, and enjoying a diverse, licensed, and original music lineup. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 55% off, Quest of Dungeons is a turn-based roguelike dungeon crawler with a retro 16-bit style, where you descend into procedurally generated layers to defeat a Dark Lord who has stolen all the light and treasures. Choose from multiple classes, explore randomized dungeons, and loot powerful gear, while learning new skills, managing resources, and surviving permadeath across increasingly challenging runs. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 65 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Pile Up Box by Box is a family-friendly 3D cooperative platformer where you and up to 3 friends jump, slide, and carry boxes through colorful cardboard worlds full of surprises. Solve open-ended puzzles, complete quests, and face chaotic minigames like Box Ball and Tick Pile Toe, all while exploring sun-baked islands, amber forests, and vibrant caves, using teamwork and creativity to overcome challenges. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 65% off, Kingdom 80s is a standalone micro-strategy adventure that reinvents the Kingdom formula with an 80s-inspired coming-of-age story, blending neon nostalgia, tactical decision-making, and base building. Recruit kids, assign roles, and expand your settlement using limited coins, while balancing daytime preparation and defensive planning against nightly greed attacks that punish overextension and careless strategy. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Feudal Alloy is a charming action-adventure RPG where you play as Atu, a fish piloting a robot, exploring a hand-drawn medieval world full of mechanical foes, secrets, and challenges. Upgrade your combat skills, master swords, grenades, and dodges, and face a variety of enemies and bosses, while navigating an interconnected world with diverse paths, equipment, and tactical choices that affect both appearance and abilities. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Castle Storm Definitive Edition is a lighthearted action strategy game where you defend and attack rival fortresses using a ballista, spells, and troops while controlling a hero in close combat. Command your units, unleash powerful magic, and strategically launch weapons at enemy towers, all while enjoying the game's goofy characters, whimsical humor, and richly detailed medieval visuals. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4, 70% off, Helmut, the Badass from Hell, is a fast-paced, over-the-top Bulletstorm dungeon crawler where you control various ludicrous transformations to fight endless hordes of demons. Explore randomly generated worlds, defeat chaotic bosses, loot treasures and soul stones, unlock new transformations, and equip powerful weapons, while using all your skills to survive and wreak havoc on the underworld. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $5, 80% off, Kaiju Wars is a tactical strategy game where players act as the mayor of Flotio City, defending against kaiju attacks while managing limited military resources. Players build sacrificial bases, deploy experimental weapons, and command upgradable ace units across missions worldwide, while navigating tactical puzzles, large-scale defense scenarios, and a narrative-driven campaign with choices. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $3, 70% off, Yars Recharged is a thrilling arcade shoot-'em-up where you lead attacks against the enemy homeworld, dodging deadly mechanical hives, swirling missiles, and cannon fire. Charge your Zorlon cannon for massive golden blasts while shooting from cover and darting forward to nibble away at enemy defenses, mastering precision timing, strategic positioning, quick reflexes, and tactical movement. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $3, 88% off, Dying Light Essentials Edition is a first-person zombie survival game where you traverse an infected city using parkour, scavenge for supplies, and make tense choices between duty and saving survivors. Fight creatively with weapons, environmental traps, and unique abilities, while the day-night cycle transforms you from hunter to hunted as threats grow deadlier and more unpredictable after sundown. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $5, 80% off, The Escapists Supermax Edition is a definitive prison escape simulation bundle, including the original game and all premium content. Master daily routines, plan clever strategies, and execute daring escapes while navigating increasingly challenging prisons, from high-security facilities to themed special locations, using crafting and social manipulation to outsmart guards, unlock secret routes, and complete unique objectives. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, Worms Rumble is a frantic real-time arena shooter where 32 players clash in chaotic, cross-platform battles, ditching turn-based combat for non-stop action. Blast foes with classic weapons like the bazooka, shotgun, and sheep launcher, master new tools such as the plasma blaster and rocket shield, and customize your worm, while tackling seasonal events and experimenting with inventive strategies in the lab. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Graceful Explosion Machine is a side-scrolling arcade shooter where you play the Gem Fighter, a nimble ship armed with a ridiculously overpowered quad weapon array, as you dash, shoot, and combo through jewel-queued alien worlds to find a way home. Master precise controls, unleash devastating firepower, and navigate over 30 levels across 4 unique worlds, while racking up high scores and perfecting combos. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3, 85% off, This War of Mine Final Cut is a survival game where you guide a group of civilians trying to endure daily life inside a besieged, war-torn city during a brutal conflict. Players manage a crumbling shelter, scavenge dangerous locations at night, and make morally difficult decisions while balancing hunger, illness, and safety against limited resources, emotional strain, and harsh consequences inspired by real conflicts. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $1, 90% off, In Between is a surreal puzzle platformer that explores the mind of a man confronting a cruel twist of fate, guiding him through a mysterious world that defies physics, logic, and expectation. Solve over 60 inventive puzzles, master timing and agility, and uncover new mechanics as you progress through stages reflecting the protagonist's memories, emotions, and struggle to come to terms with mortality. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Before We Leave is a peaceful city-building game where you rediscover lost knowledge and rebuild a thriving civilization across islands, continents, and planets at a relaxed, self-directed pace. Manage resources, expand settlements, establish production chains, research ancient technologies, and trade goods, while balancing happiness, pollution, and long-term sustainability as your society grows and explores new territories. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Garlic is a charming action platformer where you play as Garlic, an onion-headed boy climbing the sacred tower to meet the cyber goddess and have your wish granted, though nothing goes as planned. Run, jump, and dash through enemy-filled levels, avoid traps, master innovative platforming mechanics, solve clever puzzles, and use combo dashes and checkpoints to ease progression. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 70% off, Butcher is a fast-paced 2D shooter and a blood-soaked homage to classic action games, putting you in control of a cyborg programmed to exterminate humanity. Slash, shoot, and obliterate enemies with chainsaws, shotguns, grenade launchers, or environmental hazards like hooks, lava pits, and saws across underground hideouts, post-apocalyptic cities, and jungles, while experimenting with creative ways to dispatch foes. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that